Okay. Okay. Hello everyone, sorry for being a bit late today. We had some troubles with the connection. And yeah, I'm happy to see you all here. I saw your beautiful works that you sent it to me. Most of you did that, but not everyone. So I hope to see your works a bit later, just to give you some advices and maybe you can change something in them to make them even better and to um, improve your how it's called your skills in Photoshop. So today we're going to work with your sketches and we will work on how to fix your sketches, especially like in the first hour. In the second hour, we'll come back to the collages. I saw that some of you already sent it in our group, and also Natalia, the professor, she sent it to me, some of your works, and I saw them. They're really nice, like you're doing great, guys. And later, if you would like to post your work somewhere or to put them in your portfolio, with Photoshop, you can fix the colors, make the colors more vibrant, and to make them more look better after you scan them and you put them in your computer. So I will give you some ways of how you can improve your sketches, and I'll give you some advices on how to make them better. So first of all, when we start to work on our sketches, you need to scan them to put them in your computer. You can do it in two ways. To my mind, there are two main ways of how you can do it. First of all, just using scanner, simply. You can, but now not everyone has scanner at their home. So sometimes you can use your phone for scanning some images. So, or we can use a scanner for it, and if we're using scanner, it makes the background of our sketch look much better. So we won't have many troubles fixing the background. And when we're making a scan of our picture with a phone, it doesn't look very good, but still we can work with it and we can make them better, much better. For that, you can use one program. I personally use Cam Scanner. I'll write the name in the chat. So this program is good for scanning your pictures, but it's not perfect. They're always like the app, this app is very nice one, and the good part is that sometimes you can make that's cool. Like this app is very nice, right? So, but when you're scanning your pictures, especially with your phone, you need to pay attention to a few things. First of all, you have to remember that you need to put your phone fully like horizontal to your sketch. Otherwise, like if you put it a bit like this way or this way or this way, you'll have some troubles fixing the proportions of your sketch. So we don't really need that. We need it to make like perfectly horizontal, just not to have some troubles later. And the second very important thing is the light. The lighting is super important. Otherwise, your sketch can be too dark, and if it's too dark, you can fix it, but if it's too white, it will be almost impossible to fix it, and you'll have to redraw something, some parts on your sketch. And that's why it's much better when you take your sketch and you put it next to the window, but also like pay attention to the light, not too bright and not too dark. And it's always better to do it in a daylight. So like the light will be on your sketch, like there will be no shadows, nothing, just your sketch. Then you take your phone, put it completely horizontal and scan it. And that's how you can, and then you transfer your picture to the computer. Like I'm sure you guys have your own ways of doing that, so I don't need to explain that, like you can find a way. Yeah, so after we scanned our sketch, we'll need to start to work on it. I will show you some words which I have done, which some of my students did before. Wait, one question. Do you see the screen right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So these are some examples of the sketches which my students and me did before. So on the left side, you can see the sketch, which I think I even took a picture of. It's not even scanned. And on the right side, you can see the sketch, which was, you can see the sketch, which I fixed in the computer. And this one is also fixed in the computer. The background is clean, and the colors are much better than it was before. Yeah, here you can see the difference, how it was and how it is right now. And also the edges here. We just made them a bit more soft. This one, like when you work in fashion industry, like you probably gonna do a lot of these things just to make your sketch look better. Yeah, this one. Yeah, on the left side, this sketch, it was scanned, and this one, we worked a bit on it. The same too, like you can straight see it here. This one, yeah, like here you can see, like, let's say the bad example. That's how you shouldn't take a picture of the sketch. Because you see here, like it was too dark. And plus, you can see that here, if you will look closer at this picture, you will see that here you see some green colors. Here are some like brownish, like red colors, and here it's even blue. So this part is warm, and this one is cold. So it's super hard to make something with this sketch. So after that, it was a sketch of one of my students. It is a nice one, but the picture is super bad. So I thought, how could I change it? And I realized that the only way how I could work with it is just completely change the color. Just fully. Even the lips, I think I've added some color on it because it was too hard to do something. And this is the example of how you can use your figure, which you draw in your class, how you can use it in your work. For example, this was a sketch of one girl. She did it, and but you see that there are not really a lot of shadows here. So after we put it in a Photoshop, first of all we cut it out and we added a bit more shadows. Like, of course, they are also not super visible here, but compared to this one, on the right side you can see a bit of volume in this picture. And we also added a bit background. And these ones too, the draping, as that was your task as far as I remember. the picture. You also don't see much volume here, but then after we made the colors more vibrant, we added a bit more shadows, and now it looks a bit better, right? Also this one, this sketch, this one was also already fixed in the computer. Yeah, and also, no, not here. Let me show you also another draping. This one, for example. I don't have the work before, but this is also a very good example of the draping. And this one too. On the left side, you can see the, and with this work, as far as I remember, girls, they scanned it. They scanned the picture and then they cleaned up the background and made colors more vibrant, more, add some saturation here, so it looks a bit better. Yeah. So how do we do that? Let's go to Photoshop. And I will show you. Look, right now, I don't know, like, tell me, how many of you already have like the figure which you fully made and Natalia, Professor Natalia, accepted it? Or draping? Are there anyone? Okay, if you don't have a sketch or a figure which already can use and can try to scan and try to fix, I will send you one work, the same as we are going to fix right now, and later you can try to fix this work by yourself. And when you are going to and when you're going to have your own sketches, you can watch this class again if you forgot something, and then try to fix your own sketches. And that's really cool. And later, you can also post them in your Instagram, for example, or in Facebook, wherever you want. So we'll start by opening a file. Later, I'm going to send you one. This one. Or, yeah, this one. And then I will send you two examples. One is portrait, and the second one will be this one. So you can see here the background is too dark and the colors are too dark. So now we'll make it much more beautiful. So what are we starting with? First of all, we need to get rid of this background, and there is a tool which can help you to do that. On the tool panel, you remember we used an eraser. There's an eraser, and if you'll click with the right key of your mouse, you'll find here Magic Eraser tool. It helps you to delete more than just like one line. I will show you how it works. We select it, and then here we have our background. We just click, and you can see that the part of the background disappeared. But the bad side of this tool is that you see that in some parts, part of our sketch disappeared. For that, we're going to use the lasso tool. Let's first try to remove all these parts and see where, you see here, this part on the neck, on the collar, and a bit here. So all these parts, first of all, we're going to work on them with lasso tool. So first of all, we'll delete here, and then we can use Magic Eraser tool to clean all background. I will tell you why it's happening. It's because these parts, they are too close with the color to the background. That's why the tool thinks that he also needs to delete this part. But with the with the lasso tool, we won't make him do that. So we'll start from here, and we always start. You remember this part was deleted, so we'll start a bit more further compared to this part, not straight from here, not from here, a bit more far, just to make sure that like the Magic Eraser tool won't affect this part later. So we're using magnetic lasso tool. We'll do like that. And until here. Okay, this one is enough. We come back, and for now we just leave it like how it is, because we still can select other parts together. Also, there was a part here. Yep. As far as I remember, there was something here on the belt. And here. And no, here it's okay. So as far as I remember, these were the only parts where we had some problems. So now we'll just delete them. You see right now, the Photoshop gives us fill, this thing. So it means that if I will click OK, these parts which I want to delete, they will be filled with some other color, and we don't need them. It's because right now we're working on the background layer, and to remove that, to make it like a simple layer, we can just click here on the lock, and it will become the same layer as any other layer. So we'll just click delete, and we'll remove all these parts. After that, we'll click Ctrl D to deselect. And now we can come back to our Magic Eraser tool. We'll select it. Then we can click and click, and all this. I found one more place. Here, I found one more place. No, it's okay. That's strange. But I think you saw, guys, maybe some of you, that when I clicked in one place, like here, this part was also deleted. Pay attention to that. If you're going to select this work for your trial. So we'll just select all these parts, and I want to clean the edges a bit. For that, I'm going to use just like simple eraser and make its size a bit bigger for our work. Here we still have a bit of our background. It is better to use not the hard round brush, but the soft one, so your edges are not going to be too strong. And it will look a bit softer, all your sketch. It can work like this, the hard eraser, but not in every single work. Sometimes some works, they are made in a style when you really need to have this type of the contour. But like this one, for example, to my mind, it's not that strong, so you don't really need the hard edges for it. And of course, if you're going to work a bit on the contour, if you're not going to leave it just like this, your overall work is going to look much more accurate. That's the point. That's why when you are sending me tasks and I'm paying attention, like you probably saw that I pay a lot of attention to the contour because it is really important. It shows how much like you paid attention to your overall work. Okay, it is fine. So now our sketch is like that. So what we're going to do next, we're going to work a bit on its color. We're going to make it a bit brighter. Uh, yeah. Okay, we're going to make a new document. You remember, normally we select international paper. Today I'm going to select A5. We don't need that big paper that big. And we're going to move our sketch to this one, to the new work. Okay, I'll just leave it for now and come back to this one. So, you see that edges are still not good. We can still remove it here a bit. And I'll also fix this one, the one at the bottom. Now let's make her a bit bigger. So she would take the whole space, no, the whole space on the page, but pay attention. It shouldn't be too close to the top of the page, not like this. It just doesn't look good. So what we're going to do. You all know, and I mentioned that before, just in the beginning, that Photoshop was created to work on the picture, to make the color correction, to fix pictures in different methods. There are thousands of instruments here. So we will mention today a bit the color correction, but I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's just an information for the entire new course. It is very interesting, but you need a lot of time to learn how to use it. So all instruments for the color correction, they're located here in this menu. And this is the top horizontal menu, image and adjustments. Here you can find most of the tools for the color correction. And today I'm going to use this one for now. You all can try to, like, if you're interested, if you're really interested and you want to try something in these color correction tools, you can just go there and try it yourself, because that's how you learn most of the information, to say the truth. You just go and you try. So I'll go to brightness and contrast, and I'm going to make just a bit brighter. because you see like it was too grayish, and I'm going to make it like, well, let's say 20. 20 is pretty enough, I think. So here, I mean, I will say like here, if you will put like this arrow very on the right side, it will be too bright. If I'll put it too much on the left, it will become too dark. So for now, I'm going to stick with 20. I think it's all right for now. And the contrast also look like if I'll put it too much on the right, the colors will be too vibrant and we don't need them. It doesn't look good. And of course, if I'll put it on the left side, they'll be too dull. And that's also not, doesn't look good. Maybe I'll add a bit. 10. 10 is okay. Let me see, like maybe to make it a bit brighter. Yes, 25. Okay, let's stick with 25. And it already looks much better compared to how it was. Let me show you how it was before. Before it was like that, and now it's like this right now. But still, we can work a bit more on it. And today, I will also show you other very, very interesting tools for creating more shadow and the light. Because here, of course, there are some parts which are show the shadow and the light, but we can add a bit extra. Uh, okay, it is here on the instrument panel. You can find it looks like a white lollipop or something like that. And for today, we need dodge and burn tool. Let's start with the first one, the dodge tool. And it creates the light on our sketch. Here you can see this horizontal menu, which is adjust every time it's adjusted for our instrument. Here you can see that there is a new thing, it's range. And if we'll press here in this part where it's written midtones, highlights and shadows, it means that, look, like this logic, like you have to understand it. For now, we use dodge tool, which helps us to create a light. If we're going to use midtones, it's going to affect only grayish parts, only midtones. If we're going to press shadows, it will work better on shadows. You see? I'm showing right now on the dark part. And if we're going to select highlights, it will work very good on the brightest part of our sketch. So for now, let's stick with midtones. I mentioned this just because sometimes you're working on this dark part and it doesn't work and you think, where's the problem? And sometimes the problem is here and you need to change to shadows, for example. So first we'll add some light, and you can straight see here, like we can add a bit of light. Of course, on the face. Let's make our brush a bit bigger. Here on the sleeves. These parts. Also at the back. Have you started to work with color with Natalia? Can you reply to me, guys? And then now let's make it smaller. and add some light on the belt. Here, and yeah, of course, don't forget about the face and the hair. If you haven't really worked on the sketches very much, you probably better not to straight start to draw something yours, but first to copy somebody's works. Because as far as I remember, this was also a copy of like from somebody's like picture. So start with this, and when you're going to work on the light and shadow, you can look at this picture and then transfer them to your work. Also a bit on the accessories. So now our work has a bit more light. Yeah, and if your sketch is too dark, you can also add a bit of light here for the extra volume on the side. Like you will see how it works after we'll add a bit of shadow. All right. Now we'll start with the burn tool. And burn tool works exactly the same way how works the dodge tool. Here also midtones, shadows, and highlights. It works the same way. The highlights, they will be darker. But this one, it just makes everything a bit darker. So shadows also, like you'll see how it works on shadows. But for now, we need midtones. And here, the exposure, I will make it a bit lower. I will stick to 30 for now. Yeah, let's start here. And you will see how our work, how our this shirt gets darker. And here too. This tool, it adds a bit not very good, this grayish effect. It's not very nice, but later we'll try to fix it a bit with another tool. Yeah, so don't worry. Just keep going and draw and add more shadow. Oh yeah, I also forgot about the gloves. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay, now it works. Okay, if you we added a bit of shadow, and Okay, we still forgot about the face and a bit about the gloves. We also need to add a bit shadow here. And of course on our hair and accessories. Don't forget about all these details, because the details are the most important things. By details, you can tell how much effort put the artist in his work. If details are super good, he did a very good job. Yeah, don't forget about the eyes, everything, every single part. So, and I will mention it again. If you're not sure how shadows work, because it's also like another very important topic, not only in the Photoshop, but also like in illustration overall. You better copy somebody's work and just later try to create something yours. That's how the industry works. You look a lot and you try a lot, and then you start to create something yourself. Okay, now you can see that we have more light and more shadow, like now it's more concrete here, but the color is still not bright enough. Also, another thing which you can do, if for example you did your drawing with pencil or with I don't know, like as this one was made with watercolor, and if you don't want to see this difference between like the shadow between all these parts, you can use blur tool to make your colors, to blend them a bit. To blend them a bit in one color to make it more close. Let's try a bit here. It's not that it won't be too strong, the blur, but it will make like it less rough. For example, if your edges are as rough as here. Let's also add a bit here. And by the way, all the same tools, dodge and burn tool, blur tool, everything, you can use them not only in your sketch and illustration. You can use them anywhere you want. Like on your pictures, while you're making different collages, like everywhere. I'll also add an extra shadow here. This one is just the example of work for you guys. Most of the work you will have to do yourself by practicing and trying different projects. And that's how you can improve your skills. Yeah, I'm kind of satisfied with this work. And now I'm going to duplicate this one. To say the truth, I forgot. I think I told you how to duplicate, but I will mention it one more time. Or you can click, you go to the layer menu, you click on your layer number 1 with the right key of your mouse, and then you select duplicate layer. Now you have this one, this menu, you click OK, and you have the copy. Or there is another way. You can, and this one is a bit faster to say the truth. You go to your sketch, you click on it, then you press Alt on your keyboard, and then you start to move your picture. Wait a second, it's supposed to be faster. You click, you press Alt, and then you start. Yeah, the same thing. You click, you press the Alt, and you start to move it. Sorry, it just worked. Here. Yeah, this is how you also can duplicate the layer. So you press on your sketch, you press Alt on your keyboard, and then you start to move with your cursor, and that's how you can duplicate it. So we have it on the top. And now, how we can make our colors brighter. We'll put it just on the top of our sketch. On the layer menu, you remember we talked about the modes when we were practicing with our brushes. I will show you, it is here. Brushes, and here we have different modes. Now we have hue, and we can move to normal and to any other mode. Here, in the layer menu, we also have the same modes, and they are located here, where is written normal. If we'll press on this little arrow, we can find all these modes. They're super cool, and you can use them in your work. But again, I will mention that you need to try yourself and see which one works better for you. So now, when we will choose one of them, they will be like too bright or too dark, but we can also work with that. So let's pick one. For our work. Let me try multiply. But you see it's too dark right now. To fix that, we can go to opacity and make the opacity of this work lower. I will tell you for what it works. It works normally on the shadows and on your lights. You see, if we will close the eye, you will see that the difference, like this is the original after we just added shadows. And this is after we added a bit of this layer with mode multiply. It made the color a bit brighter and the shadows also a bit darker. And in overall, our sketch has a bit more volume. But of course, we can add more color to it. It's also here, image, adjustment, and here we can play with hue and saturation. With saturation, we can add a bit more color to our work. If we'll start to move this arrow, you will start to see the difference. So let's add a bit of it. Maybe 15 is enough. Yeah, let's stick with 15. Okay. And now our colors a bit brighter, and in overall it looks better compared to how it was. I will show you again. This is how it was, and this is how it became right now. So this one is a bit better for the portfolio, for example, or for posting it somewhere. And now we still have some time. We can add the background for our work. For this thing, we're going to create a new layer first. We'll put it at the bottom. And we're going to use the gradient to make our background. Here at this color palette, now you can see the red and white colors, but here also you can see smaller squares with black and white. We'll click here and it will just turn our colors back to black and white. We'll change these colors, we'll make them gray, like dark gray and the light gray. Let's not make very big difference between these two gray colors. Like this is pretty good. So, and now we'll go back to our gradient tool, which we have learned in the last class. Remember to stay on the new empty layer. So right now we're going to make a gradient in our background. No, we need dark at the bottom and bright on the top. Let's make it a bit bigger. Yeah, like this is good. I'll move our sketch a bit lower. Yeah, like this. So now we have this layer number 2. Wait, I'll make another one because you see here, this gradient, it covered just the part of our, so like this color, it is white, but we need to make it like completely gray and light gray and dark gray. It's because we choose the wrong gradient here. I'll go to the main and this one, we need this one, this type of gradient. So again, layer number 3. Yeah, now it is better, it is much better. And now, after we made this gradient, we go at the layers panel. We have here little circle, dark and black and white circle. We need to click here, and here we need to go to hue saturation. It will open up another menu right here, properties. Here we go a bit down, and here we will find colorize. We click here, and now you see that our background changed its color. And now by playing at this part, hue, you can change the color of your background. You see? Let me choose one. To the truth, I like the blue one. Let's stick with this one. And at the bottom, you can also play with saturation and the lightness of your background. You can make it light, more vibrant, or you can make it back to the gray colors. Let's stick to how it was basically. Let's not make it too dark. And here we can also make it lighter and darker. I'll make it just a bit darker. Yeah, like this, for example. And basically that's it. That's how you can fix your sketches. Maybe since the beginning I would add more colors, I would add more saturation to this sketch, but in overall you can already use it somewhere in your illustration, in your work, and in all your projects. So for now we'll have a break, 5 minutes break, and I will send you this example and also another one, which you can try to change yourself, try to add shadows, lights, everything. And in 5 minutes, we'll meet again and we will talk about another topic, okay? Yeah, about the Alt button, if you didn't got it, I can explain you one more time after our break. So don't worry about that. Okay, guys, let's come back to the work. And mhm. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, somebody who Aresia, right? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Like you mentioned, like about the alt button, maybe I did it's not very clear. It's because I was working with a touchpad. With a touchpad, it's not very comfortable to you to make this action. So you better to use mouse for this. So how do we do that? Like, let me demonstrate my screen. Mhm. So here I opened like one random picture, and how do we do that? We click in any place in our picture, we click, then we press Alt, and then we start to move it. But you need to do it like very fast, so you won't just move a picture. So you click, you press, and oh my, yeah, like this. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it always like the same combination. You like your mouse, Alt, and then you move your picture. Yeah, it just practice. Guys, so if it doesn't work for you, the same as always, go to the layer panel and duplicate the layer. It's the same thing. It's just to make your work faster. So before we were speaking about the sketches, and this will be one of your tasks. I sent to you the link for the cloud folder. And this is where you can find 3 different sketches. And you have to select one of these sketches and try to add shadows. First of all, cut it out from the original background, put it on a new paper, and then add shadows and lights. Then, if needed, add the mode, multiply, for example. Also make like a simple color correction here in image adjustments, and here you can try to use something yourself. Today we used brightness, contrast, and hue saturation. You can also check levels, curves, vibrance, color change, or black and white. Like I would suggest you to check like these ones. You can try to practice yourself. Yeah, just play with these like characteristics and see, maybe you will need some of them. But also don't make picture too dark or too bright. Pay attention to that. So now, yeah, I want you to, this will be one of your homeworks. I want you to work on one of the sketches, which I sent it to you, or you can select one of yours, which you had made in fashion illustration class. And later, send it to me. If you're too shy, in PM, and if you're okay with that, just in our group chat. So this is the first task. And today we're going to come back to collages. And as I mentioned in the beginning, in our first class, there are different types of collages. The first one that we tried in the first class, this was a type of collage for sketch type. But there are also mood boards, and there are different types of mood boards. The mood boards we're going to talk right now, they are made in Photoshop, of course. But if you will study more about mood boards, you will find out that you can make them like just a picture of a mood board, and it will be enough. And the point, like this is very important information, the point of mood board to transfer your mood to other people. It sounds simple, but sometimes people are forgetting about that by adding too many elements in their work. mood board doesn't have to be too complicated. Sometimes it's like 3 pictures is much more than enough to transfer your mood to other people. I hope you all got it. Yeah. And today we're going to create the simplest mood board with several pictures, and we will also add some colors to our mood board. So let's start. I will show you some examples, and the example which we're going to work on. All these mood boards, which are right now on the screen, they were made by our students of previous course. And you can see here they made like one simple mood board. And here, normally, like if it's simple mood board, you can add not only pictures. On the side, you can also add colors, which you took in this mood board. And these colors you're going to use in your work. And remember that mood board, there are different types of mood board, as I said. This one is to transfer your mood, but you can also with some mood boards, you can show the type of the material you can use, or the textures, like everything in your work. So these works were also made with the collage, in the collage style. So you can see. Yeah, this was the only picture the girl decided to draw herself, her work, but all other works girls did by themselves, cutting out pieces. Yeah, these ones. And you can straight see like the mood of these works in this sketch. This is also very important when they both have the connection. That's why we're making mood boards also. This one. This one is super cool. I really like it. I hope you all know this artist. It's Gustav Klimt, and these are his works. They are super cool. If you don't know him, I advise you to check him out. I find this one super interesting. It's very creepy, but it's a cool one. Yeah, the easy mood board. And girl, she took elements straight from the mood board and put them in her work. This is the example of a mood board and of a work where a student not only did all these things, but she also combined the fashion illustration course with my course, because she used the sketch, like you can see the model. She used the model they created in fashion illustration course. She added color and she added shadows to her girl. And another cool thing is that here she also used brush tool and the paint bucket tool, because a lot of girls, they use the simple way. They just cut it out pictures and use them in their collage. But this one, she did and I personally find this sketch really interesting, even if it's simple and maybe not very accurate. So this is the works of the students. You can find some inspiration there. Like, guys, you can think right now on the topic. No, today I'm going to give you 2 topics which you can use in your works. And this is the example I've made. This was my example of this collage. And you can see that here I used the colors I picked from the mood board, but I made them in different shape. So that's what you also can do. And let's try to create this collage right now together, so you will see how it works. So this is my list, my page. And now I'm going to open a few pictures. Yeah. Here. I don't really remember which ones I took. This one for sure. This one. This guy. Let's try to put them on our page. Let's see. What else? This one. And this one. Yeah. Okay, we have all our pictures here. And now, yeah, it's also better, I think, that if we will turn our page, we should have done it before putting all pictures, but we still can do it, to rotate our board, and we'll do an image rotation 90 clockwise. And you see that our pictures also turn, but that's not a big deal. We'll just move them back. And we can straight start to scale them and put them in the right order. I will remind you Ctrl-T to transform, and if you will press the Shift key, you will turn your picture every 15 degrees. So we'll also scale it. Enter. And this one too. Ctrl-T. Enter. And this one will make a bit bigger. Yeah. And also this guy. This guy will be for our mood board, and these other pictures, this guy will be for our color board, and this one will be for other pictures will be for the mood board. So this picture we'll put under this one, and the first one we'll put on the top, and here we'll need to cut out a piece from here. I'll remind you. Here, we need to cut out this part. I will need to cut out him fully. So for that, we're going to use our lasso tool. Remember, you have to be on the right layer. And here we need to leave a bit of the blue color. And on this side too. To my mind, the best way, as I said before, to learn Photoshop is to practice and to try different type of works. And in these works, you can learn a lot of things. Because just today, by the way, I pressed delete to delete all these parts, and Ctrl-V to deselect. In the practice, we can learn a lot of new stuff, like we're going to do today. Yeah. Ctrl-T to make it a bit bigger, this part. And yeah, to say the truth, that's basically actually it. We don't need to add nothing else in our mood board. But right now we're going to work with this man in the costume right here. What we're going to do to create this type of color board. First of all, we're going to select him and cut him out from this background. For that, we're also going to use the magnetic tool. because to my mind, not in every single place here the contrast is good enough. So it's better to use this tool. And while I'm showing you how to do all of that, I will tell you that the topics which I'm going to give you today for your works, because I realized that it's better to give you topics that make you select one. um, as far as you remember, today is the 30th of October, and in like tomorrow is going to be Halloween, right? So, and we mentioned already in our group chat that you can create something in the Halloween topic for your work. And this is a very interesting and nice chance for you guys to practice your Photoshop and also try to create something in interesting topic, because you can do it just once in a year, right? And you can really, like, you can play very good with this topic. You can see and find some pictures. Today, like, I decided not to prepare you the materials because I want you guys to try to find something yourself. And I don't know how many of you know this website, but maybe a lot of you, because you already know a lot of stuff, to say the truth. And Pinterest, how many of you know about this website?
Me, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, right? This website, because there you can find pictures for basically any type of topic. And for Halloween, I'm sure like you'll find a lot of ideas there. So just go there. But no, first, before going there, you can try to think about, for example, Halloween, and try to think what kind of part of Halloween you would like to show in your collage. For example, it can be pumpkin, and then you're searching for pages with pumpkin there, and you put them in your collage. But please, guys, don't overcomplicate your works. This is very important. That was actually the problem of our first task, when you were putting too many pictures, too many details to your works. Sometimes less is better, trust me. Yeah. So we selected our dude. Maybe it is not very accurate, but yeah, timing. We have to always remember about it. Now, one life hack: how to remove the background now from this picture. So what we're going to do now, our guy is selected. We go on this horizontal menu. We go to select, and then we go to inverse. Very easy. We click, and then all this part is going to be selected. Not the guy, but everything around him. Don't worry that a lot of space, like all board, is selected, because we're on the layer with this guy. Only the background from his picture is going to be deleted. Yeah, super easy. Cool. Now it is selected. We'll click inverse one more time. Yes. Now we're going to make a new layer, and you see, like, right now the guy is selected, but what we're going to do, we're going to hide him. He's layer number 3, and the contour of his picture was saved. That's how we're going to create the mood board like this, a color board like this. We're going just to keep his silhouette, and we're going to create new layers. And that's how we're going to make this type of color board. We're going to our color palette, we click here, and then with eyedropper tool, we start to pick some colors. Like most of the time you pick colors which are repeated a lot in one mood board. For now, I can say that there are 2 types of pink here and 2 types of blue. That's what I'm going to select. For example, this blue, I'm going to select it and click OK. And then I'm going to paint bucket tool. And what I'm doing, I'm just filling his silhouette with this color. Then, after I'm done with this one, I hide layer number 5. Then I create a new layer. And that's how it does, basically, this type of color board. Then I'm going to this blue. I like this dark blue. I select it. Okay. And again, fill it with the color. Again, hide it. Plus. And now I'm going to work with pink. I'm going to select one pink. This one is good. Fill it. Maybe I'll choose another type of pink. This one is too grayish. Yeah, let's stick with this one. Again, hide it, create a new layer, and then we'll pick a color from his jacket. Let's pick a bit dark one. Oh, this one, for example, yeah, and fill it with a color. But it's too dark. I don't really like it. And from here, yeah, this one is better. Okay. And now what we're doing, we just press again Ctrl B to deselect. And now, yeah, like it is really not very accurate. But please, guys, if you're going to repeat this type of color board, please make a good silhouette. I'm just like, I don't have much time with you guys to give you all information. And please be more accurate. It is very important. I mentioned it a lot of times. So what we're going to do now, we open all our layers. Here they are. And the guy, he's also here. Let's open the original picture and see how it was. It is like this. So now we're going just to put all these colors in the right order behind this guy. So let's make him and all this, yeah. If you want to select one more than one picture, you can do it in different ways. Or you click in any part of your work, hold your left key of your mouse and start to select. And you will see that on the layer panel, all pictures were selected. And you can scale more than one picture at a time. You can press Ctrl T, and now all these pictures, they will be scaled all together. Yeah, let's just put them like that. Press Enter, and now we'll need to work with the order. This guy will need to put them at the top because, yeah, you see he covers everyone. And now we start to put layers. First blue, this one, then this one, dark blue. We'll straight put him behind this one. If you will pay more attention, you will see that they are a bit in a diagonal. They all are, I did put them in diagonal way. and then the bright pink, and then dark pink. Yeah, let's scale them again a bit more. Yep. And let's put this guy also here, but a bit on the side, because you see these colors, they are together, and he is a bit on the side. And let's put them a bit like this. By the way, you can also use the arrows of your keyboard for moving your pictures. It's sometimes like when you have to move it like really close, this feature can work. Yeah, something like this. And let's make it a bit bigger again. More, yeah. This is pretty good. Let's check again. It's like this. And you see, I didn't look pretty good. The picture at the back, it is really big, and this one is much smaller than I thought. I'll make it smaller. And this picture, we'll make it much bigger. Yep. Enter. Yeah, and yeah, you can also see that here, this picture, it's a bit different compared with this one, right? So what I added here, in Photoshop, you can also use filters for all your works. On this menu, on the top, there is a sign written filter. And here, you go to filter gallery. Filter gallery. And there are a bunch of interesting types of filters which you can use in your work. This one I used, as far as I remember, it was texture. Yeah, it was texture. And here I used this one. No, not this one. Let's see which one will work better together then. This one, Ocean Ripple. It was this one. And I can leave it how it is, or I can change the size of these parts here to make them bigger, to make them smaller. Yeah, I want to make them bigger, to tell the truth. Yeah, like this is good. Okay, like this. And now I remember why I did that, because it was some time ago. Because I wanted to imitate, you see here, the guy, he holds like a glass, a piece of glass here, and it creates very interesting texture on his jacket. You can see that, right? And I wanted to repeat something like this in the picture, in one of the pictures. And I've tried to imitate these colors right here. And it's kind of similar, not exactly, but you can still see that. So, and the last thing which we are still missing is the sign. Do it right. I will also just speak about this thing for a bit, the type, because you can also try to practice it yourself a bit more if you want to add something. For example, sometimes you can add, like if you're really creating one project, like big project, you can also give it a name for your work. And this work I've named Do It Right. Yeah, and with a question mark there. You can create like any other type of project and also give it a little name. I don't know, like something, I don't know, something like like according to your topic. Like, for example, if it's Halloween, it will be like pumpkin spice latte, for example, I don't know, something. And you are using pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks in your work. Why not? Why not? It can also be a topic. That's really interesting. Uh-huh. How it works. You see that our cursor had changed. Now it looks like a line with two sides and in a square. So what do? Or we can click and straight start to type something. Or, and I think it's better, you click, yeah, you click somewhere on your page, you click and you start to move your cursor. Right now, as I see, because the color of the text is white, it's not really visible. We can change it straight here. I'll just make it dark and delete it. Delete the text. We don't need this text right now. We just need the frame. And the text which we are going to write, it will be placed just in this frame. No lower, no, not higher, right or left. It will be just here. And if you want to make it bigger or smaller, you start to scale it. Or even turn, you see. Yeah, and on this horizontal menu, you can adjust the type of the text you want to write. And in English, they don't have this problem. There are a lot of different types of text in the internet and in Photoshop itself. You can find a lot of different examples and you can select the type according to the topic of your work. You can find like a lot of them here. Let's write something down, like the topic of my work, Do It Right. Yeah, and you see, now it is like this, but I don't need this type. Next to the type, you can find the size of your text. It's the same as in Word. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, like this. And now, after we are satisfied with the size, we'll need to find which style of text we want to use in our work. And to say the truth, it's like you need a lot of time for that, because you can see there are a lot of different ways of writing something in the Photoshop. But still, if you couldn't find the one which is suitable for you, you can download them in the internet. And there are a lot of, like the same is with the brushes. You can also download a lot from them from the internet, but pay attention to the for which language they are, just in case. So let's pick one. I think here there is this one. This one will be good. Yeah, it's very. It's not exactly. No, wait. Like, let me write it with the big characters. And I think it will be more similar. Yeah, it's exactly the same type of text I've used before. Let's make it a bit bigger. No, smaller. That's good enough. And you see that here they all are written with black, but black doesn't fit for this work at all. So what I'm going to do, by the way, if you want to fix your text, you can come back to the type tool. It will become like that, and just click in the place of your text. Click one time and you can fix it. So here I've used two colors. One of them is from the mood board and the second one is just white. So to do that, you need to select the part of your type and then, oh no, not here, but here on the horizontal menu, you go to the part with the color. Right now it's a black square. And then you start to pick a color which you want. I will just go with the one from the mood board. Then I click OK. And this part, the second part, in the same way. Go to the color square, click on the background or just put it in the white part, then click OK. And that's basically it. We did our collage. I hope you liked it, guys. And now I want you guys to try to find something about the second topic. First topic is Halloween. I told you that. And the second topic is a bit unusual, but I'm interested and I'm really curious what you guys can probably do with that. I want you to pick one of the topics. One is Halloween and second one is ocean pollution. I want you guys to create something on these two topics. You need to pick one and create a mood board. You can make it like this. I mean, like you can cut out some parts and pick them put them in different order, and also add like all these colors. You can put them in different shapes, different silhouettes, or you can basically use your brush tool. Let's create a new layer. Your brush tool and put like smaller size and just create. Oh, wait a second. I'll put it back. And just create like these types of little circles, and that's how you can also create your color board. This is a bit more complicated way of creating color board, but it can work. So I want you to pick one of these topics, create a collage, maybe even write down your what's called the name for your work and like motto of your work, and then create the color palette for your work. This is one thing. And the second thing, I don't know, it depends on you guys, because I would like you to do that, but I'm afraid you are struggling with the time a bit because we're giving you a lot of tasks. So if you are really enthusiastic about this project, this work, and you're willing to create something new and willing to practice a bit more. What is the second topic? I'm sorry, yeah. The second topic, let me write them down. Oh, my favorite photo website. Yeah. You wrote it much earlier. I just didn't see that. It's not the same type of collage. The first collage was just like a sketch type for like just creating a sketch, and this one is a mood board, so it's more professional. So you're like this one using this mood board. using this mood board, like you can start to create your project, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, the second topic, like two topics, Halloween, and the second one is ocean pollution. I think the topic of pollution and the ecology and all these eco things, it's super hot right now. So this would be really cool for you to create something. So these are two topics. And yeah, so you can, like, if you are feeling that you are doing too much and you don't have enough time for creating more, you can just create a mood board and create the color board. But again, I will mention this more than 100 times. Please, guys, don't overcomplicate it. You see here 3 pictures. Sometimes 3 pictures is much more than enough to share your mood board with other people. Just pay attention to that. So, and another thing which you can do is start to create outfits for your from your project. So this is the collage and color board which I showed to you, which I did before. And here I just, like, I've made like a small collage and added a few more details. And on the side, you can see the costumes I've made using details from this collage. And yes, you see that the way of how I did it, it's actually exactly the same as from the first day. But here I started to think about how it could look like on the real human. So you can see that this part is taken from here. This one is somewhere else, another pictures, and this one also from somewhere here. But here you see that that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the textures and ideas from my collage and I'm transferring them to the models. Pay attention to that. So, like, if you did something in your collage, you need to transfer that in your model. Don't just leave it how it was. It is very important to remember that. Yeah, and you see, like, I've tried to copy like a bit of the style of this guy, added glasses, hairstyle, but the model is actually very simple. So I even added like shoes for him. And you don't need to make 3 models. You need to make just 1 if you're going to do that. And yeah, like all these parts, they were taken from the collage. So you will find them here, all of them. And you see, here I've tried to add some details so it would look more like a costume. So if I will start to really work on this project, it would be possible and to see how it could look on the real human. So that's what you could do. And by the way, let me see if I have this file. I will show you. This one. Yeah, this was a file where I've made all my sketches. And let me just hide all these parts. It will look creepy, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. And this one. So, it also looks not very accurate, but what I did here, this is like a body of my model. And as far as I remember, I did draw him by hand, and then I copied him to the Photoshop, redraw him with lasso tool, and filled him with the color, and then started to add more shadows for him to create a volume on his body. That's what you can also do. Don't just leave your sketches like you like filled them with color and that's it. Try to use them in your work. And that would be really, really cool if you will do that, because you will combine the content of our two courses. So tell me, guys, did you understood everything what I said right now, or you need me to repeat something? Is it clear enough for you?
So basically, we need to do this kind of thing and then just make our model based from the picture that we already made, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Like you can make it like in this way, as my students made it before. You're making collage, color board, colors, and then based on this collage, you're creating your sketch. And you can use elements from your collage, of course. It's not like you can use, you should use the elements from your collage, and of course colors. If you're going to draw something, use these colors.
Okay, I get it.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys, any other question? Okay, cool. It is clear. Okay, so I will send you all the examples in Cloud link as before, and you can check them out, maybe get some inspiration, and then you can start to work. You got the topics. Please go to the Pinterest and search for pictures there. It's super good website. Most of you know about it. And yeah, like we still have 5 more minutes. Please ask your questions. If something wasn't clear today, maybe something in the first part of the class wasn't clear enough. It's a lot of information today too, by the way. Okay, guys, then I'm sorry, I missed. Can you repeat the assignments of today's class? Yeah, the homework for today. Let me. Yes, we have 2 homeworks for today. The first one was on the first part of the class. I sent it to you a link of Cloud folder in WhatsApp. You can find their sketches, 3 sketches, and you need to fix them to make colors brighter, to clean the background, as we did today. This is the first one, to clean up the sketch. The second one is to create a mood board, color board, and if you want to get too tired and you are willing to create, make a sketch based on this collage. Okay? I will send you all the examples. You'll find them in the folder. And don't worry if you'll forget something about the task. I will repeat everything in the group chat. Cool. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah, like if everything is clear, then let's finish our class for today. Thank you all for coming and see you on Monday, right? On Monday. Okay. Have a great day, guys.
Good night, miss.